16 Travers Street in Thomastown, a fantastic offering, 2-bedroom townhouse, only a few years old. What a great opportunity for any investor, any first home buyer in our marketplace, our Rory marketplace here in Thomastown, where we have access to absolutely all of the infrastructure, which has provided so much capital growth. An opportunity for you and your family today to get involved in that market and enjoy that capital growth for yourself, rather than having to pay it down the track. So buyers, before we get underway, I'd like to share with you now the following announcements, which are in place to help you bid and buy with confidence. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer. I will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. Now buyers, a contract of sale has been provided to you prior to today's auction. It reads that today Harcourts, Rata and Co. sells on behalf of the vendor all that land together with any improvements described. The attached copy of title, volume 12016, folio 458, or as it's more commonly known to you and I, and of course the postman is number 2 at 16 Travers Street in Thomastown. Selling with the property today, all fixed floor coverings, light fittings, fixed window furnishings, and any other fixtures and fittings of a permanent nature. We're calling for a 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer, and the balance paid at settlement in 60 days' time. So buyers, you've had the opportunity to meet the listing agent Andrew DeSanto out there at the property. I'm sure that he's answered all of your questions. There's only one question left to answer today. Who's it going to be that has the keys at the end of the process? Now is your time, buyers, to secure that right, to secure those keys. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for number 2 at 16 Travers Street in Thomastown? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the call, buyers. Start me where you like. At 470,000, 470,000, fair start at that now at 470 with Geno's buyer. At 470,000, at 470,000 now, fairly been offered at 470,000. I'll tell you what, I'll make it nice and easy. Take rises of 10 at 475. I'm asking for 10 mils. Can you get your buyers coming with a strong bid? If it's going to be their first bid, make sure it's a strong one. Show us that you're here to buy. Mark your territory and stake your claim. At 470,000, can I entice them in for 480? At 480, and I would think so at that level at 480,000. The opportunity with Eugeno at 490 now, if you like. At 480,000. At 480,000 now, fairly been offered. Calling for 490 in the rise. At 500, I was just going to suggest 500 is better than 500 got. At 500,000 now with Joel's buy now at 5. At 500,000, fairly been offered. At 500,000 against, at 510,000 against Amelia's buy, and now with Amelia's buy against your buy, Joel. At 510,000, fairly been offered now at 510 the bid. At 510,000, got to be at least 520 in the rise. At 510,000, fairly been offered now. Amelia's buy at 20 now. Was that Joel? At 520, can I confirm? At 520 now, 520. At 520,000. At 520,000 against your buyer, Amelia, for 530 now the call. At 525, for sure, my stride to get them back involved and give the same courtesy to your buyer, Joel, at 5 if they prefer. At 525,000, I'll take 30 in the rise, but 10 still a better bid. At 525,000, fairly been offered now, 525. At 525,000, bids with Amelia's buy against yours, Joel. Gina, I haven't heard from yours since the start. At 530,000, opportunity at 5 taken, at 530 now the bid. At 535 now, Stephen, welcome to your buyer here in the proceedings today, 535,000. At 535,000 with Stephen's buyer against Amelia's and Joel's at 535. Haven't forgotten about your one, Gino, but haven't heard from them in a while. At 535,000 now, fairly been offered. At 540 now. At 540,000. At 540,000, fairly been offered now, 540. Not sure if that was with Paul or Joel. At 540,000 with Paul. At 540,000. At 540,000 now, fairly been offered at 540,000. Looks like there's still a few buys in it. If you want to buy, now's the time to knock out that competition. The way you do that, buys, is with a big bid at 45 now. Where was that? At 500. At 45, Joel. At 545, on the market and selling. Instructions are clear from Andrew, the listing agent. He's on the phone with the vendor. We've gone green at 545,000. We're selling here today at 545,000. Buyers with Joel on the phone at the moment against your buyer, Paul. And of course, Gino's buyer at 550 now. Paul was at 550,000. At 550,000 now. Fairly been offered now. Just getting some notifications off my screen. At 550,000. At 555 now. At 555,000. Fairly been offered now. 555. At 555,000. At 555 from the buyers with Joel on the phone against Paul's buyer. Your buyer also Amelia still in the mix or not. At 555. At 555,000. Fairly been offered now. 555 and we sell away no better bid. At 555. At 560 now. At 560,000. Fairly been offered now with Paul's buyer. At 560 the bid. At 560,000 against your buyer Joel at 560 and we've got to sell here today. At 560,000. One of many Harcourts, Rata & Co auctions every 15 minutes today right up until 12:30, 1 o'clock. At 560,000 the bid. We sell away if there's no better bid. Once at 560 are we done. At 560,000 twice. At 560 done. Finished. Third final call at 560,000. Are we all done? All finished. Signing it out at 560,000. Buyers there with Paul. Need to know, Joe? At 61. A little cheeky one. Why not? At 561,000. At 561,000. Now, Paul, tell your buyer the best response to a small bid is with a big one. At 561,000. Now's the time to make a statement. What was that, Paul? At 62? At 562,000. At 562,000. Not the best connection today, but we're making do. At 562. At 562,000. Didn't mean that to rhyme, but it did. At 562,000. Now fairly been offered now. 562 against your buyer, Joel. One will get them back in the race. Might get them those keys for good. At 562,000. We're selling here today. At 562,000 for the first call at 562. At 63 now. An opportunity at one taken at 563 against your buyer, Paul. Can I suggest at least 65 in the rise? At 563,000 with Joel's buy now. We sell away no better bid. At 500. What was that, boy? At 565, at 565, at 565,000. I'm always missing the last digit there with Paul's bids, but I can read lips luckily on Zoom. At 565,000, at 565,000 now. At 565,000 as a gift as an auctioneer, I can read lips, but only when it's numbers. At 565,000, there you go. At 565 and we sell away, no better bid. At 565,000 once. At 565 we're done. At 565,000 twice at 65, all done, finished, third, final call at 565,000. Are we done, finished, signing it out at 565? Definitely need to know, Joel, they're definitely out. At 565,000, last chance. Amelia, your buyer, definitely done? Definitely done, Joel. Thank you very much for the bidding. At 565,000 now, first call. Second call, third final call at 565,000. All done, all finished, silent out at 565. We're selling. So congratulations to Paul's buyer there on the phone and to our vendors. And of course, as always, thanks for your trust in Harcourts, Rata & Co. with your business, especially in these uncertain times. Now we're going to be right back in Tony's lounge room in just another 5 minutes and I'll see you shortly after that. Thank you.